Welcome back, everyone. Len Archibald with us today. He is reviewing Studio 666. The Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters are in this. You know, it's funny because the same people that complain that it's too violent and it does this and that are the same people that say, yeah, it's great because it's violent. It does. What were your thoughts on it? When you look at this, we know they can't act, but that's kind of the that's kind of the whole niche of it, right?
Yeah, that's this is. I think kind of a love letter to the Foo Fighter fans. Actually, this is kind of like I mean, we call it a deep cut. This is something that fans of the band would really appreciate. Like you said, though, there are certain things that you kind of have to accept if you want to get anything out of this movie. One, the Foo Fighters can't act out of a wet paper bag. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that the movie does kind of successfully is it knows that. It knows that Dave Grohl and the band aren't really thespians. So they wrote, the script that was written, and it was a story by Dave Grohl and there's some other collaborators, but it was written in a way to sort of accentuate the fact that they can't act. It's there are moments of awkwardness that sort of reminds me of The Office. Now I'll also admit that this movie is terribly edited. That sort of makes you notice some of those things too. But at the end of the day, you can tell that the Foo Fighters are having a blast making this movie, and that energy is really infectious. And I think anyone that is a big fan of the band, they'll have a lot of fun with it.
What's the premise? We know it's a horror comedy, but what's the premise of the movie?
Sure. So the Foo Fighters are about to create their 10th studio album, and Dave Grohl has had writer's block for the longest time, and is trying to find the new Foo Fighter sound, man. And their manager finds an old creepy house where there was a murder, like another band basically slaughtered each other. And they find this sound, but the problem is the house is haunted, most likely by Satan himself. And things just go completely wrong. And I'll admit, or I'll at least give fair warning, this is a hard rated R movie. The gore is off the charts. The language is off the charts. The characters say things in this movie that I don't think I've ever heard another human being say. And if they did, I would smack them with some dumb soap.
This, somebody said at least parts of it have a kind of a 70s grindhouse Planet Terror kind of feel. Did you pick up on that? Did that seem right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. This is definitely a grindhouse style movie. Especially again with the gore effects and the kind of story that's being told. This movie honestly borrows more from just grindhouse. I mean, it takes stuff from The Shining. It takes cues from the Amityville Horror, obviously. It takes cues from a lot of haunted house and ghost story movies and possession films. There are certain shots that are straight up ripped from The Exorcist as well. But I think they knew that, and the point was that they wanted to show the fans that they knew that, because the Foo Fighters, or Dave Grohl, is a horror super fan himself, and he wanted to show not just love to the fans, but to the horror genre as well. And I think, again, they were having fun, so it was pretty successful. I'm not going to say it's the greatest movie in the world, but it's definitely one of the more fun ones that's come out this year.
Yeah, I know Dave Grohl even said in an interview he didn't expect to be thanking the Academy a year from now. But how many Letties do you give it?
I give this 4. I honestly had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, again, it's not high art. This isn't, Belfast or The Power of the Dog or anything like that. So if you honestly go into this movie expecting that, I don't know what you're thinking, and I don't know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But this, at the end of the day, if I wanted to use one word to describe this movie, I would say fun.
Okay, excellent. Hey, thanks, Len. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
You bet. Nice chatting with you. We'll be back after this.